Oh, okay. I know. Color's wrong, right?
That's subjective.
So we're gonna say this is a 2-minute tool review. It'll be more than 2 minutes, but you see the mess, you see all the red. But when somebody is like, hey, we have a tool that will run on your Milwaukee batteries, or hey, we have a tool that'll run on your Dewalt batteries, I'm like, I don't have Dewalt. Somebody off in the distance pops their little hand up.
Me?
And it's like, I have Dewalt. But if you guys saw the misting kits, we're working on a misting kit for this, and Jen already had Dewalt, and when we saw this, we were like, heck yeah, because look. And we have all the paint to paint. We got all the wood to paint to get the PACKOUT garage going, which black still goes with yellow and still goes with red. So good neutral color. So we got this paint sprayer, and it's running on the little 20-volt Dewalt platform. It even comes with the little filter screens, nozzle cleaner, a funnel, different size jets, depending on what your viscosity of paint is, and a cleaning brush. So I went ahead first thing and I loaded it with water, make sure it's working good, and that the water is flowing. Plus, you don't know what else is going to be in it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to load this up with some paint, and we're going to go out to the yard where we've got some sawhorses set up, and we're going to see how it works. I tested my spray pattern, by the way. That's what I did with the water too. You should always do that. But I don't know what size orifice I'm going to need for this paint, so it might be trial and error, and I'm going to take you guys along. All right, so I've got about 3/4 in here, so it's not eating paint. It definitely takes a little bit longer, but I honestly think the issue is, as always, you really got to thin these paints, and I'm not going to run back to the store. I want to get this done. Granted, it's going to take a little longer, and I'll probably be in a different shade of clothing by the time I'm done. But it is doing an even coverage, as you saw here. This is just where I was trying to strain the paint, and I spilled it everywhere because I don't have a funnel. So I don't have the way of getting the paint out of that bucket in any kind of efficient manner. But it is spraying very evenly. Now, one of the tricks that I've noticed is I just sort of give this a squeeze when I start squeezing the trigger. So I start spraying. And you can see there, I am definitely getting better coverage, and that actually gets it sort of started. Now, if you look at this, we've got a button here, we've got a button here. I have not looked at this, but this, okay, this gets us to our air filter, which we're going to want to keep that clean. And this separates the pump side of stuff from the electronic side of stuff. Or I should say, like the orifices and the needles and the jets are all in here. And that way you can pull this whole assembly, put it in a bucket of water, get your scrub brush, and get this thing clean. Because if you've ever used a sprayer, you'll know real quick, if this gets clogged, it's never going to work right. Now, this is one of the reasons why I usually just roll, is because I hate the cleanup and I hate how this ends up a mess. But I'll probably save paint. So I need to get back to work. I would recommend it. I like that I can just use a battery platform.
That you already have.
That she already has. I'll put a link in the description. I want to know what you guys think. I'm going to definitely hold on to this. But they have ones for other volt systems. So check out the link. But I also want to know, what's your favorite brand of additive or thinner, for a lack of better terms. I mean, I know it's a latex, so we're not going to use the thinner, but we're going to add something to it to thin it down. Glitter. We could make glitter. That.
I mean, it is for your garage.
If you use a glitter, and the painters in the comments will definitely say you're probably going to want to use a larger orifice. But really, oh, raindrops. Really, the issue is I definitely need like some of that flow trawl or something like that. So I want to know what you guys would use. You can go ahead and comment because you're not going to get wet, but I got to go ahead and take this stuff off the top and get this thing painted.
Stand right here in front of the misting kit.
You're going to put the lid on this, and we're getting rain. I got to get back to work. You're recording again.
I am recording.
Well, I said I'd be back.
Honestly, I thought watching you clean this would be traumatic for everybody because it looked like it was going to be a pain in the butt.
It usually is. I know that I should be doing this in a wash sink or whatever, but especially, did you grab that brush? Especially with this brush and the fact that the business end comes disconnected from the electronics end. And I'm going to call that the business end because this is, yes, I'm blowing it out because that's what you should do. But I just threw these in a bucket of water because I was obviously experimenting and I wasn't sure which is going to work. But you always want to clean these little side jets out, right? And then these, which I call an orifice, I don't know. You make sure there's no paint buildup in there, like that. It's latex. Give it a good scrub and blow. And then what I will do is I will actually completely reassemble this with water instead of paint. And I will run water through all of these that I used. And yeah, it definitely is much more pleasant than I thought it would be. So as you can see,
The dollar to value ratio just keeps getting better, doesn't it?
I mean, I've bought a couple of the really expensive ones that you drop the hose down into a 5-gallon bucket. We had one that was sold as like previously opened but not used kind of thing, and it absolutely was. Did you see that? That's
how easy it is.
Yep. And it ended up coming apart while we were in a bedroom. And I don't know if you've ever used those ones, but once it detects that the trigger is pressed, which is like a vacuum or something like that. So it came apart sort of where like the trigger area was, and then the hose just started spraying paint all over the bedroom. So that was traumatic. So yeah, I'm gonna just run this, but as you can see, my hand is not coming, it doesn't have black paint on it, which means I've already run it through water. Now, I'm looking at my water here, and it's obviously mixing something in there. So I will just dump this, throw fresh, clean water in it, and keep doing that until every part of it is nice, clear. Ooh, that was cold in my crock. Another advantage of crock. Yeah, so I'm getting paint that's up inside there out. And my battery's low. But this is definitely, it could be much worse. So again, I've probably ended this video like 6 times saying thumbs up, check the description. But in this one, I gotta go, I'm hot and I wanna get in the pool.